Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I made a trip downtown to the Heritage Company the other day. Got lucky.
And they're busy rearranging things, and I got quite a bargain. I got everything in this box for 20 bucks. Only thing was, Rodger asked for the box back. So such a deal.
Well, that's everything that I found there at the Heritage Center. It was quite a haul. A few of the things are pretty cool and some are just junk. But that's what you get when you buy a box load. One of the things that caught my eye right away was this drill bit index. Now this is a Hoyt, H-U-O-T, made in USA, St. Paul, Minnesota. Has a cool little general tap information in here. It's called a drill dex. It lists the different tap drills for the different tap sizes, both national coarse and national fine. So it's kind of a neat thing. It also came with this small drill bit in it, which is an added benefit. I like drill indexes. This is an old Craftsman that I got from my mother-in-law. This was actually my first full set of drill bits that I owned. And then this was a partial set that came in this box. It was missing the two small ones and a 5/32, so that was quite a nice little thing to find. Now I'm going to add this into the drawer with the rest of them. This thing is called a Supreme Chicago. And it's a drilling device. I'll have to show you this in the drill press because trying to spin it by hand and show you what it does is a little bit problematic. But this will be the subject of a special video all on its own. Very cool little piece of equipment. That in and of itself paid the price for the whole box. Then we've got this Silver and Deming drill, which is a 1/2-inch shank drill. This one happens to be a 5/8 drill bit. That's the same size that I was using to drill the hub on the big grinder's drive unit. This is a short little drill. The other one was a very long drill bit, which has a number 2 tapered shank like this one does. Now this is a much larger drill bit than a 5/8, and until I clean it, I won't be able really to tell what size it is. Doesn't matter much. I just thought having another Morse tapered drill bit that goes into the tailstock of the lathe is always a good thing. Now this whole pile here is another thing that I started out just kind of looking at them as curiosities. But then as time went on, I decided that they're actually something kind of cool to have. I have a box of them. And this pile here is going to fill in a lot of the gaps in my set of drill bits. They're a blacksmith tool or a machinist tool in the 1800s. When they first came out, you just put them into a brace and bit. But then somebody invented the chain drill. And the chain drill, I'll show you a completed chain drill. This is my only working model. The way this chain drill works, the square tang on the drill bit is inserted into this square pocket in the end of the chain drill. Then the chain is looped around whatever you're going to be drilling. It's dropped into the little catch there. Then as the drill bit is turned, you advance this screw. And that drives the drill bit into whatever you're drilling. Especially nice for drilling something like a big pipe. Something that's in place and it's hard to drill. Now, we're going to use electric drills now. Probably a battery operated drill. But this acts as a little drill press, and even with a battery operated drill, trying to drill into a pipe in an awkward position, this will actually drill almost as fast as a battery operated drill without any of the effort of trying to hold this in place. You punch a center mark on the thing, you put the end of the drill bit in, you crank this in, and as it turns, it just drives on through. Works quite well. These breast drills, this one came with a chain drill mounted right on it. And it's got the drive for the square shank. This one happens to be an American Standard Goodell Pratt chain drill. So adding to my set of drill bits, that's a big plus for me. This is a reamer, looks to be a 3/8. See if I can read the number on it. Nope, it's been screwed up. Looks to be about a 3/8, nothing fancy. Fairly sharp. Kind of nice for reaming holes, but I don't do that much anymore since I stopped making dies. It was more of a thing to put dowel pins in. You ream the hole first, and then that made it exactly the size for the dowel pin to fit. But something I'll put in the drawer. I have a few others. This looks similar to these, but this one is for drilling wood. These are for drilling steel or metal. This one's for drilling wood. The point on it is very, very steep. A standard drill bit, of which there's 2 of them in the box, is going to have a 89-degree point. In other words, fairly blunt. That makes it so it drills into steel easily. Softer materials, you want to have a sharper angle on the tip. This one's about 60 degrees. This is a good wood drilling bit. It's pretty sad shape, kind of rusty, pretty crusted, but I think it'll clean up okay. This little bugger here is called a star drill. Star drills are for drilling into hard rock and concrete. Had an experience with a star drill way back when I first started working at the Midwest Foundry. We were putting up the stack for the cupola, 80-foot tall, monster thing. One of the guys that were hired for the job, supposedly a journeyman fabricator, was tasked with the job of driving the anchors for the cupola. Well, star drills can drill holes in concrete pretty easily. With a 90-pound jackhammer, he was drilling about a 1-inch diameter hole. The thing you got to remember with a star drill is you have to turn it. Every time you hit it, you turn it. Back and forth, strike, hit, turn, strike, turn, strike, turn, strike, turn. If you forget to do that, like the gentleman did, this goes down into the concrete and the dust wedges around the point of the drill and anchors it in. So this 1-inch diameter star drill was buried about 3 foot deep into the concrete, and there was no way to get it out. So we ended up cutting it off with a torch, drilling another 1-inch diameter hole through the steel plate that held this whole cupola. That was a job. I would hate to do that with a drill bit like this one. That was done with a big old power drill, 3/4 inch drive power drill. And the guy who had to do that hole was not happy. Fortunately, it wasn't me. So anyways, that's what a star drill is. This is an Irwin style auger bit, and there's quite a pile of them in the box that came. Irwin was famous for making, still do, they still make drill bits just like this that you can buy at the hardware store. They were great for rough work, drilling through 2x4s and framing lumber in a building. Very much liked by electricians and plumbers for punching holes through the beams in a house. This is a Jennings style drill bit. This is a Jennings style auger bit, and it's for drilling hardwood, mostly a furniture maker's tool. It tends to drill a nice straight hole and very little splintering. With all these extra flutes on there, it doesn't wobble around as much as the Irwin does. The Irwin just is designed to punch holes through softwood. I have a lot of Irwin bits and Jennings too, but I don't sharpen them as a general rule until I need them. I put them in the drawer or in the drill rack, and if I need to drill a specific size, I'll go get one of the dull ones and sharpen it, and then I'll put it back in the drill rack. I sat down once and started to just sharpen drill bits, and I worked at it about an hour and decided I was never going to do that again because it's deadly dull. Sharpening one drill bit's kind of interesting. Sharpening 100 or 200 or 300 or more is pretty boring. So when I need a hole drilled, I'll come over here and I'll pick one of these dull ones out of the drawer, and there's the green box is full of drill bits too. So there's a lot of dull drill bits in there. I'll pick one out of the drawer, I'll sharpen it, I'll use it. I'll either put it in one of the boxes over on the shelf, or I'll hang it on the drill bit index over here. And this one is now full, so I don't do that much anymore. But if I need a drill bit, I sharpen it at the time. That way I only have to do one every once in a while, and it puts some of the boredom out of the job. These are screwdriver bits. They can be used with a chain drill or a bracing bit. These are kind of nice if you're going to be rebuilding antique furniture or something like that, and you want to use the straight bit screws. These will engage very well, and they do a good job. This is an old style countersink. It's just a spoon shape that's formed in the end of the bit. So there's a hollow pocket, then the edges are sharpened, and when you run it through a piece of wood, it'll cut a tapered hole and allow you to set the head of the flathead screw down below the surface. This one is great for wood. If you try and use it on steel, it's going to chew right up. This is a gimlet bit. It's a broken gimlet bit, so until I get up enough gimlet bits that makes it worthwhile to go through and figure out how to sharpen these things, all I'm going to be doing with these is just sticking them in a pile. Notice by the clock that this video is running a little bit long. So rather than running through the rest of the stuff in the box, I'll save that for Monday. And you guys can come back Monday at noon and you'll see the rest of the stuff that I got at the Heritage Company. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions for a video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.